What up everyone, Clayton here, and today we're back with another Skyrim build. It's been a long time since I did one of these, so I'm probably a little bit rusty, so I apologize for that. This build was suggested by that kid that flies. This build is called the Monitor, and he says that this race is going to be an Argonian. So it's an Argonian. He's kind of a tanky character and doesn't really take very much damage. He has some backstory here, so let's go ahead and get started with that. He says as a child, he always wanted to protect people he loved, and in Blackmarsh, his village got attacked constantly by bandits. And by the time he was 15, there was only 10 people left in the ruins of his village. He was dirt poor, but when he hit 16, he had a massive growth spurt, and the hiss spoke to him. He told him that it's time to fight back, and with the boy's newfound strength, he picked up a spear and shield and battled the whole bandit camp to save his village. He then went onward to protect people from bandits and evildoers, earning him name Monitor, which is like the same as a lizard, but also kind of like a monitor who like a hall monitor who like looks out for people. I know that's probably a bad comparison, comparing a guy from Skyrim to a hall monitor. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and go into the skills real quick. We have Restoration, Enchanting, Smithing, Heavy Armor, and One-Handed, and Block. So for Restoration, you kind of use it to stay alive. I really like the Avoid Death perk, which allows you to once a day heal 250 points automatically if you fall below 10% health. I think it's really cool, and it's kind of cheeky if you get really low and like you're about to die, and then all of a sudden you gain all your health back. Enchantment or Enchanting, you'll be able to get this, and you can enchant your weapons with or enchant your armor with health and stuff like that, or maybe stamina regen to make sure you have enough stamina to block and to strike people down. Smithing is just for the armor and the weapons that you'll be using. Heavy armor is your armor of choice. Conditioning is probably one of the best perks in heavy armor, and it lets it so that heavy armor weighs nothing and does not slow you down when worn. Also, block, you'll be using a sword and shields. You want to get stuff in block. You can get shield charge, which is pretty good, which is sprinting with a shield raise that knocks down most targets. This is really good if you're kind of about to die and you have like 6 people hitting you. Just put up your shield, sprint forward, knock them all down, and then you have time to get healing spells back up and try to take on all these enemies. One-handed, you'll be using as your primary damage ability, and yeah, that's pretty much all you're going to be using is your one-handed, sword, and shield. So that's what the skills. Let's go ahead and talk about the gear. The gear is kind of a little bit strange and kind of everywhere, but this build that kid that flies suggested is something that he plays a lot, and this is what the armor he uses. You can kind of use whatever armor you want, but I just wanted to make sure that I put his gear in that he suggests because it is his build. So anyways, he says he used a jagged crown, which you can get during the Civil War quest line. I couldn't think of it for a second. Civil War quest line. Then you can get heavy armor chitin for the armor, for like the chest piece, the boots, and the gloves, which is part of the Dragonborn DLC. If you don't have the Dragonborn DLC, just input some, other different armor set that you have in actual Skyrim. And then for the shield, you'll be having Orcish shield, and then for the sword, it's a Dragonbone sword. Yeah, you can mix and match whatever you really want on that. It's just kind of, that's what he says to be using. And for spells, you're not really having many spells. I just get the healing spells to make sure you stay alive. I only go up to Adept and healing because I don't think you really need to waste that many perks into healing or restoration. So yeah, that's kind of the armor and stuff that you'll be using. Let's go ahead and talk about gameplay. So gameplay is pretty simple. You're playing a tanky build, and this is more going to be a role-playing build where you try to, try to save people. You're trying to defend people. You want to kill bandits. You want to kill evildoers. In the comment, he does say to join the Legion because he doesn't really like to Stormcloaks as much, and that the Legion is trying to keep people safe, and that's kind of what their plan is. Like, they don't really want to kick people out of Skyrim. They just want to keep everyone safe, and that's kind of what the Monitor wants to do. He also says that do as many bounty quests as you can for the Jarls. That way you kind of protect more people by killing bandit camps, or maybe taking out some giants that are maybe hurting some people as well. So that's kind of the gameplay. You just want to be tanky, you want to be an evildoer, be a good doer who kills evildoers, and yeah, it's pretty simple. And then a couple last things we have to talk about is for the shouts. I use Disarm, which is pretty good if you're against a lot of enemies. You can shout at someone or a big group of enemies, they drop all their weapons, and then you can fight them kind of on even footing if there's like 6 of them. Another thing is Standing Stones. I like the Lord Stone. This gives you magic resist and armor. That way you're a little bit more tanky, and since you are a really tanky build. Another thing is that the stat spread. You want to have as much health as you can, so I'd put about 75% of your stats into health, and then about the last 25 in the stamina. I would also get maybe 4 or 5 points of magicka just to be able to heal yourself back up to full. And you can also get enchantments for your weapons and armor to help you out with that too. If you can get some fortify health, maybe you can put more points in the magicka, or maybe some more points in the stamina, or vice versa. So if you guys enjoyed this build, make sure to give the creator of the build some props on this. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any other suggestions for builds, make sure to leave them down below. And also make sure to check out these 2 builds here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And this is Clayton, signing out.